First off, I'm going to ask you what your personal definition of love is. I don't know who wants to start. We'll start on Jane's end.
Can I think about it?
Yeah, sure.
Well, let's go. Let's go.
I'm good at love. Okay.
I don't even know what love is.
What is love?
Love, to me, I would say is really it's really hard to explain, unexplainable.
I think love is completely subjective. It just varies from person to person.
I don't think there's a definition for love.
I can't do these questions. They're so difficult. Okay. Wow.
I guess the definition of love would be romantic love? Is that what you're looking for? Or any kind of love?
Any kind of love.
I actually had a really good definition that I can't remember. It was a sarcastic one.
Love comes in all different forms.
Love is an attraction between people. If in terms of friendship, voluntary. If in terms of romance, more biological.
Love is a very relative thing. I think that to me personally it means a true devotion.
Putting others before yourself, and what makes you happy is them being happy too, I guess.
Live. I think that love is giving up your needs and wants for someone else's needs and wants.
I think it's when someone else's happiness becomes your happiness. When you rely on somebody else to complete you and make you happy.
Like having a best friend type of thing, but there's a little more passion.
It may sound cheesy and cliche, but I personally never been in love as of yet. But I know people who have told me they've been in love. They have a certain glow to them, and they have a certain perspective on life in general.
It's wanting to not be away from that person and wanting to always talk to them at all hours of the day, and yeah, that's what I think love is.
An emotional attachment that even though someone can make many mistakes and someone can hurt you in many ways, you have moments that you can hold on to that are more important than when you do get hurt.
Love is something that is just an emotional feeling that everyone has, even if they say that they don't. It's something that you can't control.
I think everyone has a soulmate.
It's 2014, you shouldn't believe in that you're literally destined to be with one other person.
I think there's just too many people in the world.
I don't know, sometimes people just seem like they're really meant to be together though.
I think there are people that are great matches and are compatible and work together.
I would like to think soulmates exist, but for me, I don't really see myself staying interested in one person for an eternity.
If you find your soulmate and then that soulmate passes away, or who's to say you don't have another one?
Like that line from that Soulja song, I wonder if we get one true love, or maybe there's a few out there, or maybe not even one.
You can come across more than one person in your life that you really connect with.
I think there's friendship soulmates and music soulmates and going out soulmates and all different kinds of soulmates.
I believe in the love at first sight type thing.
If you put two people in a room and just made them sit there for long enough, I think they could fall in love. I think you can fall in love with anybody.
I think that you create your own soulmate and someone that you meet.
Do you think someone can turn into a soulmate?
Yes, that's exactly
Okay.
what I'm thinking. It's almost like you're marrying your best friend.
When I think of soulmate, I don't think destined to be together. I just think of someone who you can't picture spending the rest of your life with. I think it's okay to use that word.
Ideal date.
Yes.
For me or for her?
Be very simple.
I think it should be kind of spontaneous.
It has to involve food.
Eating good food.
We need to eat.
Going to eat food because I don't directly like talking to people on a first date. It's easier just to stuff my face instead of just having to worry about making conversation.
Is it a day thing, or can it be a weekend thing?
We would take a private jet to some type of country. I can't think of a particular country right now.
So I wrote down some notes just to make sure.
It would probably take place outside.
Like, I guess a day date. I'm not really into like the nighttime stuff.
Maybe a picnic or something.
Maybe drink a little, even though I'm not 21.
You can bring some wine or some beer in, but not too much. Just you know, you want to keep it classy.
I like the new movie theaters with the comfy chairs.
A movie. Obviously, she could probably pick it.
Gotta get her flowers, right? That's the norm.
A date that's like representative of our relationship. Like if we started talking about music, then maybe a good first date would be to go to a concert together.
Really, if it's a bad date, but you still make each other laugh, it's definitely a good date.
What do you look for in a potential mate?
A girl?
But she has to have nipples though.
Yes. Alright, so we kind of drawing a line in the sand on nipples. We got that.
I look for long mane.
Adventurous.
You can fight off the other potential mates.
Spontaneous.
He sings well and like has really colorful feathers.
Reliable.
Someone that I can openly talk about anything with.
Just always have something new to talk about.
Someone smart.
Loyal, affectionate.
Yeah.
I know something that a lot of people I think don't put enough thought into is like someone who has a good sense of humor.
A funny guy is definitely very attractive.
Somebody that laughs at my jokes. Because if they don't find me funny, then I have nothing.
She plays an instrument.
I like all types of women. I like all types of females. If you're black, if you're white, if you're Indian, if you're Puerto Rican, you know, purple, orange. As long as you're cute, you're confident in yourself. I don't discriminate at all.
I don't know why, but like nerds turn me on.
I really do like the athletic type. It's kind of a given.
Self-improvement, that's sexy.
I just need to know if we're like interested in the same things.
On the surface level, just like view the world the same way I do.
I don't mind if they're high maintenance, but someone as they're simple when it comes to people.
What are like your deal breakers? Like if someone does this, then you're done.
That's funny. Definitely, I never really knew what my deal breakers were until I was talking to someone who didn't understand sarcasm.
If you are a girl, do not throw a drink in a guy's face. Like get the bouncer first, like punch anything but a drink in the face. That's so insulting. Oh, and especially if he bought it for you.
I like a guy who can fight with me. I don't want someone to worship me and treat me as a little goddess.
Saying really like inappropriate things. That is a huge turnoff for me because you don't even know me yet.
Smoking.
Once, this guy that I dated told me that he only smoked 2 cigarettes a day. That was fine with me because I was like, whatever. But it turns out he actually was a chain smoker. And is also a sociopath.
Honesty. Once you lie to me once, I'll probably never trust you again.
I think being a sociopath is kind of a deal breaker.
I just don't like people who are bad people. I think that if you're like mean to one person, then like you're just not a good person. I like people who are just like overall nice and friendly to everybody.
I guess like insecurity, like somebody who hates themselves.
I'm not really into bragging.
If you're like really ugly,
Good looks would be a plus.
They can't be too much taller than me.
I don't like gaps in teeth. That just bothers me. I don't know why.
people who like can't deal with things that go wrong.
If their favorite restaurant is McDonald's, that's a deal breaker.
If there's a bug or something, you need to get you need to get down and dirty.
They're not clean because I'm a clean freak.
You can't be a negative Nancy. You have to be a positive Pam.
Yes.
Like people just like complain about the stupidest things, like no perspective. Like these girls were like, oh my god, like I got a room in the Hilton in Barcelona, but now Becky doesn't want to go or something. We're just like, shut up. Yeah.
Being shallow is kind of a huge deal for me. Being Elena Everline. No, Elena Everline is a great human being. If you're Elena Everline, you're all set. But look at this charmer.
Tell me about the most romantic moment of your life, Brennan.
The most romantic moment of my life?
Yep.
There's not been many.
I think it's yet to come, to be honest.
When I was sitting on one of the bridges in Florence over the Arno by myself.
I'd say like the summer after 8th grade. I just like the whole summer I just like spent with this girl and it was like awesome. And then I fucked it up.
When I climbed through a window one time, we're not gonna talk about why I climbed through this window, but anyway, He held my purse for me, which is so nice.
So it was like curtain call, and I'm bowing, and all of a sudden in the audience, I see like 5 of my best friends holding up these big signs, like PROM question mark. And like everyone's cheering and the whole audience is there. And like he walks on stage with flowers and I hugged him and I was like, all right. And then from then on, we've been doing this.
I guess he had like an automatic trunk or whatever, and opened, and there's all these flowers, and inside there was a giant fortune cookie. Inside the giant fortune cookie was where you go to prom with me. It was beautiful, and I ended up not going to prom with him.
I asked this girl out to prom, like by singing to her, like by playing the piano and singing You're the Inspiration by Chicago. Yeah, really corny song.
One of my ex-boyfriends surprised me for my birthday, and he created this canopy made out of net. For some reason, like, I always had this thing where, like, I wanted to have sex under a canopy.
I wasn't gonna be back for like 3.5 months, 4 months. So we had this, I went to her house, got to say goodbye, and it was just like, brought her flowers and wrote her a letter, all that fun stuff, and just ended up being just a really special moment between us.
Like I leaned my head on his shoulder and like we were just like walking and like we didn't say anything. We just like knew everything.
I had written a song for the first time and played it for her, and then she went nuts in a good way.
I think love is limitless.
If it's that one person where that you want to spend the rest of your life with, I don't think there's a limit to how much you can love.
I know when I'm feeling the most love is actually, I don't even feel it in my heart. I feel it in the back of my head.
If there wasn't love in this world, then I'm not sure there would even be other days with actual sunshine.
I'm going to cover 2 things about love. One aspect of love would be you don't necessarily have to buy them flowers every day to show that you love them, or you don't have to compliment them constantly to show that you love them, but it's just a mutual understanding between the two, that you both are grateful for each other. And the second point would be, so when you can be silent with someone else and not have awkward tension, then I feel like you've reached that point of being so comfortable and loving. The end.
I have to spell it out first. I have to say L is for the way you look at me. Oh God. Yeah. What? I'm just kidding. No, you go. O is for... No, that's my definition. O is for the only one I see.
What?
V is very, very...
V is for... V is... I don't know what V stands for.
V is very, very extraordinary.
E is
even more than anyone that you adore.
E is I love you, Andrew.
Oh.